Welcome, people.
Welcome, everybody.
Once again.
I'm gonna put the air horn here just for old time's sake.
Yes.
Hat off.
Nice. And I'm going to say like, share, comment, subscribe
Yes.
to begin before we start.
Yes.
Also, check out the website, Eigenbros.com. Eigenbros on Twitter, Eigenbros on Instagram, Eigenbros2 on TikTok. Thank you to the Patreon people. And if you guys want to support our channel, go to Patreon Eigenbros and donate $1 per month to help your boys out.
Yeah.
And that's it. I just want to get the intro out of the way quickly.
Yes. And get into the show.
Yeah.
In particular, this week, actually, you've been tweeting. Well, we've been tweeting a lot about politics because.
Well, a little bit about politics.
Yeah. Because
It's not been like super crazy.
No. But at the same time, I think it's something that we as scientists probably should be more involved in, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't agree with the philosophy of people saying that you should stick with X or stick with Y. You know, don't ever talk politics, because I think it's just irresponsible to let things go politically if you have an opinion or a strong statement about it.
well, that and as like scientists, we rely so much on funding from government agencies, right?
So true. Yeah.
You know, not
so we
locally,
gotta take
but federally.
positions.
Yeah, especially federally. Like we're talking about the National Science Foundation being one of the biggest,
Yeah.
and like a lot of money that is sent to Department of Defense and for research and development and stuff. All affect science and us directly, I guess, right?
Right.
In the scientific world. So, yeah, in the news, if you hadn't heard already, if you're living under a rock, Joe
It's literally
Biden.
a week after.
Joe Biden is the president-elect. So, I guess
330. I guess texting 330330 works.
yeah, to Joe.
To Joe.
Yeah,
Text Joe.
I guess, and we called it. We called it, didn't we?
Who? I didn't call it. I had no idea who was going to win.
Oh no! I thought Joe was going to win, but only towards the end. Like I was saying,
Oh, well, that's
I think Joe's
easy.
going to win. No. I'm saying not within the week of the results or anything. Like I was saying confidently before like the election, I was
Really?
like, I think Joe's going to win.
See, I didn't know.
I thought he was going to win by a 5% popular vote, like with a 5% popular vote margin.
Yeah.
I could not tell you the electoral one because I was just like,
Yeah.
that's going to be too hard to tell.
I see.
How much? In fact, 3 states were toss-ups.
Toss-ups.
Because there were like with a margin of a couple thousand votes. You know what I'm saying? Like Nevada, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I think Georgia too.
Yeah.
Georgia was like on the margin,
Okay.
right? A couple thousand votes to flip it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. But he won
He won.
pretty clearly.
How do you feel, Terence?
Relieved that I don't have to give a about politics anymore, really. I just don't want to have to be paying attention to Trump's ramblings. All the dumb shit that he does.
You're gonna be the Shaq meme, like just like I sleep, and
Yeah.
then like you just whenever Trump got elected,
Trump's the real, laser eyes.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad I don't have to care that much anymore.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, just look up like woke Shaq, I think on Know Your Meme or something.
Right.
I don't know if I'm aging myself by quoting Know Your Meme, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
But yeah, just incredible victory for the Democratic Party, aligning themselves, and then
Victory for science, really.
victory for science, really.
Trump has had so much anti-science policy, rhetoric, actions. It's just been insane, really. I had a tweet even where I put out some of the bigger anti-science moves he's done in terms of electing officials, and he had elected like 3 climate deniers.
Yeah.
For positions. So one of them was this is a tweet from the Eigenbros Twitter. He chose Scott Pruitt as head of the EPA, and he was one of the guys who opposed EPA regulations for years. That's the Environmental Protection Agency. The people do stuff with like climate change and whatnot. He chose Rick Perry for the head of the Department of Energy, a non-scientist and a climate skeptic. And the Department of Energy, was followed up with like 2 physicists previously and a chemist or something. So it's a super scientifically heavy field, right? So usually someone's going to have expertise in science. So he picks a guy who's a non-scientist.
To go from that to the former Texas governor Rick Scott, noted fame of saying, Rick Perry, my bad, noted for saying "adios, mofo's." There's a video out there.
Is that what he's known for?
Yeah, he's okay. Yeah, he's. He also says nuclear.
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 He has a U.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why Texan people do that, but they do.
And then the final one I had here is he chose an ExxonMobil executive, Rex Tillerson, as a climate change skeptic as Secretary of State.
So, some of these positions don't make any sense.
They don't make any sense. It's just literally like his cronies, his group of like goofy motherfuckers who don't believe in anything that's like legit, or they know what's true, but an ExxonMobil exec has vested interest in denying climate, right?
Yeah.
So he's just like the swamp is well and alive in the Trump Trump administration. So
yeah, very much. I mean, I'm sure one of his questions asking, he's like, just like Trump probably thinks greenhouse gases are like good or something. Who doesn't like greenhouses? I love greenhouses.
Yeah.
Their plants grow in them, you know. Who doesn't? I imagine he wants to see the world again once more habitated by dinosaurs, where mammals can no longer be the top predator because reptiles and insects do way better in like warmer climates or something.
I've always wanted to see a brontosaurus.
Yeah. I want to just recreate Jurassic Park. I've always wanted. Steven Spielberg. I put him on the cabinet for Department of Defense. Like nothing that makes sense. I want dinosaurs with turrets in their backs. You know, I want to see it all. I want to see weaponized dinosaurs.
It'd be great for the military. I've been talking to him about it, and he said it'd be great for the military.
Yeah, just like Trump is the kind of guy. I'm just glad he's out, because that means like we now can have a return to some like sensible policies. Yeah,
we can worry about more nuanced things rather than just things that are just so dumb. Like, why are we even bothering with caring about this?
Yeah, I'm glad. And a lot of people were freaked out too. I think saw a lot of the rhetoric this week about people worried that there would be some kind of. I mean, I guess Trump still has a chance to kick and scream his way out, kind of thing. I mean, you just told me he fired some guy.
Yeah, he fired. Let me see.
Somebody who was in charge of Secretary of State or something.
Yeah, I think Secretary of State might be correct.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's just, I don't know. I don't think he's going to go out kicking and screaming. I think he's going to give up his position reluctantly, because he loves being at the center stage. This is the world's biggest stage.
It's not trending anymore.
You know what I mean? The U.S. is the world's biggest stage. Hollywood is, politics is Hollywood for ugly people. I forgot who said that, but it's very true. Yeah. Like, just the kind of people that gravitate towards it are very, it's a certain type of person that goes there.
Typically.
But I want to see Biden actually take certain initiatives, and it's going to be hard because he's got like a Republican Congress. Mm-hmm. You know, that's kind of. I think the Democrats lost 6 seats. Huh?
Well, I heard there was some potential flipping of that, because there's some runoffs or something happening, like an unprecedented runoff happening in Georgia, where it could flip the Senate or something. I forget
interesting.
What it is. So it's not over yet completely.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well, that would be interesting, because I do think Biden has some like decent plans for certain initiatives. Like, for instance, like a lot of international students that I know were on the sort of waiver wire. So
what does that mean?
To borrow a term from sports ball. But no, just like it's sort of like you're on the fence, or certain people are on the fence about like just being returned or going back to their country, and
because they may not be able to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's.
Remember during the Muslim ban, like we had some friends that couldn't even go get married because they were like, we probably won't be able to come back if we go.
Yeah, or see their parents, or just a lot of wild stuff. You couldn't leave the country. And it's honestly, it's a huge weight, I think, off of them to finally have somebody who's
Yeah. Anyone non-white is definitely relieved.
anyone who's not a xenophobe. It was kind of interesting to see because I was driving up through Georgia recently, and it was interesting to see how many Biden signs I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly Trump signs, but it was like even out in the rural areas, like I was still seeing Biden signs, and I was like, wow, that's surprising.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So more than you expected.
Oh yeah, I mean Georgia flipped blue, so
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I mean it's kind of a given that. I was just surprised that it would be that prominent, but I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too. I'm just glad I don't have to care that much. It's all I want.
What kind
I
of
want
policy?
to do science and do things that I like
Yeah.
to do.
What kind of policy initiatives do you think would be good for him to take on?
You mean like specifically for what?
I mean, just in general, like, what do you want to see? What do you think he can do in his term? I mean, I imagine he's going to be. I don't think he's going to live that long. And I don't say that in a mean way. I don't say that in a mean way. Shit. I don't say that in a bad way. I'm just saying, Joe's he's an old guy. He's like
he's Sleepy Joe for a reason.
He's got this. He talks like this. You know, he's just kind of like he's a little bit. He looks tired. The man is. I would.
As he should be. He's 78.
He's 78. You just let this man, retire.
Oldest president in history
Yeah.
of the nation.
In the history of this country.
The history of this country.
So
By a far shot.
80. He's going to be 82 by the time his presidency is over.
It's insane.
So that tells you something. I think he's going to be a one-term president. What do you think he can do? He can accomplish?
Not sure, man. I just hope he undoes all of Trump's dumb maneuvers, really. I hope people just cataloged all the things that Trump did and just undo them methodically and slowly. And then just, quickly, actually. And then hopefully worry about other things after that. But I think there's a lot of undoing that needs to happen here. So things need to be fixed and undone. It's just a lot of rebuilding, I think.
Yeah, but do you think he'll play politics?
In what sense?
Like, do you think he'll have to be like, well, we have to go to this other side of the aisle and talk to the Republicans and
Okay, compromise? Perhaps, especially if the Congress is stacked, right? If there's gridlock going on. But, he's just got to do what he can. I think it's a time of this is a presidency of undoing.
But how can he be efficient because he's not only has a time limit for his 4 years, but he's also racing the clock.
Yeah.
This is his time to build his legacy for what he wants to be remembered for in some sense. What is he's not very clear about what he wants to be remembered for. With Obama it was very
Healthcare.
Yeah. He was like, I want to close Guantanamo Bay.
Right.
He's like,
gay marriage as well.
I think later on that was the thing.
Yeah, that was kind of a promised one, but it happened. So
yeah,
and I think that will definitely be part of his legacy. That's a huge one.
For Obama?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, for Biden, I mean, who knows, bro? I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know what he's trying to do.
I don't really care as much as long as he just undoes a bunch of the dumb shit. Like for one, the Paris Accord. We need to be back in that.
Yes.
So I just think if he just undoes a lot of the anti-scientific stuff that Trump's done, that'll be a big plus for me.
Pointing.
I don't even want him to do anything extra. I just want him to fix all the shit that got broken.
Gotcha.
It's just he's just cleaning up the mess.
Gotcha.
Now
so you're saying we Americans picked him to clean up Trump's mess?
Yeah.
You're saying.
Yeah. Just return us back to some sense of normalcy. Get us back on track at least, because we can't keep diverting, jumping the rails to the next cart. We need to actually be staying on the path, right? On the pathway, or else we're gonna get fucked over.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, the interesting thing too is that you're talking about anti-science initiatives. I mean, Trump was pretty much anti-science about this whole approaching this pandemic.
Yeah.
And just now, Pfizer just released a statement that they had a vaccine in the works.
Oh, really?
90% efficacy.
Oh, nice.
Did you not hear about this?
No.
Wow.
It's today?
Yeah.
I've been off Twitter today because I've been kind of busy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Pfizer just released a statement saying saying that they have a vaccine that shows is 90% effective. This is from CNN. And it's has a much better efficacy if the trend continues. So they took 43K volunteers and gave them 2 doses of the vaccine. It found
90% of them got better.
Found
Damn.
that fewer than 10% infections were in participants who had been given the vaccine.
Nice.
So go ahead and read that, but that's great. That means that means that we're pretty much going to treat this this flu, because like 90%, what would you say, herd immunity?
Yeah.
Like that slows down the spread like tremendously if 9
Yeah.
out of 10 people are immune.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
But some people are thinking that this is a little bit Pfizer's kind of like
What?
They were playing politics a little bit.
In what sense? Oh, because they were holding out the vaccine. I mean, I could maybe see that not playing politics. I can maybe just see it, the fact that you just can't predict any kind of normalcy with Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't know what their motivations would be. I would just think that maybe they could be afraid that Trump might do something stupid. But that's what happens when you do stupid moves. So
you become a risk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of an example of what could be a risk, but they would know better than me if that is the case. I don't see a grand conspiracy with it to play politics. I would think that something like a company like Pfizer would want people to just be healthy and COVID free, right?
Mm.
I don't see.
I mean, they're going to make a lot of money. Well, the government did pay. I think Trump was part of. I think he gave them a contract to make the vaccines.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I doubt they're playing politics. I don't buy that.
Maybe not. Yeah, I hope not.
It seems irresponsible to do that.
It does.
Yeah. Seems like a real shit move if that was the case.
But things are looking in the up and up.
Yeah.
2021 might be okay.
Yeah, let's make this happen.
But then that means Kamala would be up next, and I don't know. Kamala doesn't really seem to care, to me, about. She's more of like a criminal justice kind of. If she was to take over Biden, science initiatives would be the last thing on her list.
Right, but at least she's a rational person who knows how to consult experts. So I don't really care what your field is, as long as you just know how to listen to experts and know how to make scientific moves or leave the science to people who are competent. That's all you really need to do, right?
Okay, so you trust her.
Yeah, I do.
You trust her to make the right decision.
She seems intelligent enough to me, and she seems like a person who listens to experts, so I'm fine with both of them.
Wow, we might have a black woman president.
I know, it'd be crazy.
In the next 4 years.
Woo child.
He said
y'all ain't ready.
Yeah, y'all ain't ready.
She's going to whoop the ass of America.
Oh, my God. She, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see the politics of that also play out.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris being the first black woman president.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
I really do believe Biden is not going to last, but
yeah, he may not, man.
Yeah,
I mean, he looks pretty good, but his brain is just shot. It's so shot.
He's not coming back. Poor guy.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I just have this image always of Biden in a rocking chair with a blanket over him in the Oval Office, just staring out the window. They're just bringing the news to
they have a hologram of Obama, he's just recreating the best moments of him during Obama's presidency. Like they put a hologram of Obama in the White House, in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a recording just playing on loop, like a museum. What is it in the museums? How they have those?
It's like when you're in a mental home, they just have like comfortable things around
right,
Biden,
exactly.
So he just feels at home.
At home, at ease, and then
Kamala checks on him every now and then.
Yeah,
Biden,
yeah,
you got dinner.
You just see him like she cracks the door
Yeah.
open to the White House, and he's just in there talking to the hologram of Obama. It's like, yeah. Anyway, it's a pre-record of conversation.
Anyway, you're doing real good, but you're doing real good, Joe.
Yeah. Joe, Joey, how's it going?
Yeah.
And just get stuck on a loop. Like
he's like, I did good.
I did good today.
Can't do
Barry.
Biden voice.
Yeah, I can't do it either. He was a lot more spry back in his heyday. But yeah, he I don't know. We'll see, I guess, how it plays out. The I'm more interested to see how he's going to navigate this whole thing with like some of the more interesting science news that's coming up.
What?
And I'm gonna crack the case open for this. I saw recently that that they found a asteroid that's worth like, what is it? Like billions.
There's
just
been
been
found a new one.
They just found a new one.
Okay.
Like
It's
it's going
close
to
to
come
us.
close to Earth. Yeah.
Okay.
And they're like, and people are going to talk about the politics of that because like
Of mining it.
of mining it.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that's going to be, bro. Like that's already at our door.
I think it is in some
Yeah.
sense, especially with Elon doing the whole reusable rocket stuff.
Yeah.
And Bezos and Virgin as well.
Mm-hmm.
But Elon, the closest one. We talked about this in another episode of Space Mining.
Somewhat, yeah. Go check that out if you guys haven't.
Yeah, but there's plenty of asteroids out there worth billions. But I guess the closer the better, right? It makes it more feasible to actually do. But still, there's some hurdles, right? You need the actual mining equipment for one, which is not fully developed yet. There's some companies working on it. I think something Astra is the names. I want to say Ad Astra, but I don't know if that's a movie.
Do you think it would be smart? Do you think it'd be smart to like? Because I imagine if you're a company, like, how big of a chunk of that asteroid do you need to make profit?
Well, one of the things that is worrying with the asteroid is they think like one way you can do it right is you can take a chunk of the asteroid and bring it back to the Earth, but they think that actually might devalue a lot of goods. So they're thinking that you need to actually mine it in space and just take back whenever you need to.
Oh,
It
so
actually
you'd have
keeps
to-
the value.
Right.
You have to-
I think we were saying keeping it in orbit would be the smart.
Yeah,
thing.
you have to like still have a kind of manufactured scarcity because that's how goods have value. So you can't just grab the whole asteroid and bring it back to Earth because then that ruins all value. Everything just will fall so significantly that, because it's so accessible at that point. It's like how De Beers has their own little collection of diamonds that they release in and out, over time because they have to create a scarcity for the value to be there. But yeah, what was your question? I'm sorry.
No, yeah, just how
Ad
it's
Astra's
going to
a
handle
movie,
it
by the way.
because like
So I messed up.
no, that how they're going to handle it because I mean we're also talking about just how they're going to handle I guess space debris too, right?
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
what nations are going to
That's a different topic now.
I know, but I'm saying like I mean like just handling that in the future,
Yeah.
getting the world ready or getting the politics of that ready, and then also fighting about who's responsible for what kind of debris that's about to happen with all that stuff.
Huh?
Who's going to be
With the
responsible
asteroid?
for all that debris? We already have space debris.
Well, hopefully the asteroid won't add any debris because you can control that mining.
I mean, you're going to add trash.
Maybe, but you
You
should
don't
be
think
able to
so?
control it. Yeah.
I'm saying like right now, because right now we already have enough trash.
Yeah, but those are things that were kind of beyond control. Like space debris happens when you have defunct satellites. It happens when you have like missile casings. It happens when things crash in space. So those are all kind of like a little bit out of our control. But space debris is an interesting topic because actually the space debris seems to be ramped up a lot lately due to some collisions and things. There's
What
like
do you mean by why?
it's just more space debris right now. There's like
Space
one
debris is
collision
really
can
popping.
produce tens of thousands of pieces of space
I
debris
guess that's true.
particles.
Yeah.
And you have to consider particles even on the order of like hundreds of microns because if something's going at 20,000 miles per hour, that's hundreds of microns.
Oh,
that
true.
can still do damage, right?
Yeah.
So space debris is a real issue. The ISS actually had to navigate 3 times this year away from debris, and there's only been a time where the number of times the ISS has had to navigate for space debris is a total of 27 times ever in ever in its whole time of operation.
But 3 times this year.
But 3 times this year.
Whew.
So that just shows you that this is becoming a problem now. And what scientists have done is they basically have cataloged space debris to where they could actually see the trajectories and orbits of all this debris and kind of keep track on, where it is. there's like 100 million, on the order of like 100 million pieces on the scale of at least millimeters in space right now. So what they do is they just keep track of it right now, but the removal methods are still not so great just yet. So there needs to be a kind of a push somehow to be able to remove some of this debris, because the more as time goes on, the more debris starts to accumulate. We've already got people entering the space race who have entered space race, right? Like for instance, India, finally got on the moon with one of their probes. I think one of the Arab countries, I'm not sure which one, is trying to get into space as well soon. So, and then you've also got defunct satellites and things, and also things that collide in space. So there's so many things that can cause debris, and it's just going to accumulate more and more. And Elon also had a bunch of these Starlink satellites going into low Earth orbit, or low Earth orbit. God, I can't say that. So yeah, it's like the opportunities for debris is just becoming more and more now.
Yeah, but that means they have to get into. I mean, soon these scientists are going to have to start talking to different world governments, right? Because there's got to be a global initiative, like at least all the spacefaring nations that are really putting stuff out there.
There's only like a handful of spacefaring nations, so they probably could just push it off because it's not a problem just yet.
I think it would. I mean, I would like Biden to kind of like, maybe this would be interesting for him to take on, just kind of like another initiative. Like there's a lot of, I don't know. Because that can be.
I think it would start to be more of a problem when there's vested interest to do things like you're saying, like mining, or like getting people to like, maybe one rocket.
Yeah, but I mean, taking meaningful steps there, like the UN style, right? Like.
Yeah, but the thing is, you have to be able to allocate money towards those things, right? People don't want to allocate money towards things that just don't care about or aren't critical.
I mean, I just don't think we pay. We don't pay anything to.
To
okay,
remove
maybe
debris?
we do. No. Yeah, but I'm saying like, okay, well then, what if? It has to be our response. It has to be the responsibility of like the countries that have sent stuff up there to be.
Yeah, but you what happens is you just kick the can down the road until it becomes a problem.
Yeah, but this is the whole point of, we live in a society, Terence. We have.
I know, but that's the thing in society. Things cost money, right? Nobody wants to spend money on things that they don't want to spend money on.
Yeah,
so
but
there's a real compelling argument for people to spend money on.
We're going to crowd space up already, and if anything, it's a vested interest for businesses to also operate on this.
That's what I think could happen.
Yeah.
I think guys like Elon, guys like Jeff Bezos, the Virgin guy, they're leading the charge in space.
Virgin guy.
Yeah, whatever it's called, Virgin. I'm not taking a shot at that guy. I'm just saying, what's his name?
Richard Branson.
Branson, thank you. Yeah. Those people are going to lead the charge in terms, I think, of like getting funding for space debris removal. That would be my guess, because we didn't think that commercial industries would be leading the space race, but they are, right?
Yeah.
And I think what's going to happen is they're also going to be the ones taking care of all the other ancillary things in space that are an obstacle to whatever their mission is.
Yeah, well, I would hope so, but this takes leadership to kind of like organize that too.
Yeah,
like organize industries, captains of industry, to be like, hey, I think we should all,
Well, I think it will take care of itself if they need money, because think about this: if Elon Musk is sending rockets to the point where he can actually mine asteroids, and there's debris fucking up his supply, he's gonna take care of that debris.
No,
right?
no. The thing is, you can't. One person can't take care of all of the thing. I think you have to have. I think you're going to have help from the people that like society, the government.
You might think that, but what is your evidence of that?
Just because it might be, it's a costly endeavor. It definitely is. It's not.
Yeah, but if you have enough money to spend on that, how much do you think it'll cost? What if it's only a few million? If it's a few million, then
I doubt it.
How much are you thinking?
Definitely hundreds of millions of dollars.
If it's only 100 million and he's making billions,
he's not going to be making that much money, I think.
I don't know.
The thing is,
he's already a billionaire.
I know, but I'm saying, but those are all like, those net worth numbers don't mean anything to me. Like,
well, that
because that includes assets and stuff.
This is confirmed.
Yeah, but how much of it is liquid? How much of it is like
I see what you're saying.
has in a bank that he can pull out?
Okay, yeah.
He's probably, honestly, all that money he has is probably not real.
Okay, I see
you know
what
what I'm
mean.
saying?
Yeah, but still, the point is that if it's in the business's interest and it's reasonably priced, and they have a billions of dollar asteroid that they're mining, then a few $100 million ain't gonna be a thing.
I just don't think. I think we're overestimating how much cash on hand a lot of these guys have that are willing to take care of these kind of problems.
Well, as long as they have the assets,
they'll
could
keep
still
adding. If anything, they'll keep adding to the problem. You know what I mean? Of adding debris.
I'm
and
not
shit.
convinced of that, because if it starts to interfere with business, then that's a problem.
If they start interfering with business, they're gonna do it. It's gonna cost too much, and they're gonna be like, "Who cares? We're not gonna do
No,
this."
because no one wants to lose a multi-million-dollar industry. You're not
Well,
going to just
if it's
stop
too
as soon as it
costly.
gets hard.
Well, no, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. You're going
That's why
to.
you mitigate that disaster. So they're going to
Well,
clean up space. They're going to clean up maybe debris in the local
Yeah.
proximity. Like I would guarantee. I would think, Juan, I don't know why you think it would cost so much. I'm just thinking if you're already in space, you can literally just like pick up debris in space with a thing.
Well, I'll be the first person to apply for that job. The space. I'm a space trash man.
Yeah, so the thing it would cost would be just the labor as well as the craft, maybe, and then.
Well, you'd have to
The,
get literally. You have to be an astronaut and then be a trash man or a trash
maybe,
person.
Maybe that's the future, man. Astronaut garbage man. That's definitely got to be like a show or something.
Yeah, it's the next Ice Road Truckers. It's gonna
Yeah.
be it's gonna be a garbage, astronaut.
I'm a sanitation astronaut.
I would do it.
I'm a sanitation aerospace engineer.
It's hear me out. It's probably gonna cost. You're probably gonna get paid 3 figures easy
Maybe so.
to be a garbage.
Because sanitation
person.
guys already make great money.
Yeah, and that's on planet
But this
Earth.
one, you just got to pay for your own rocket, I guess.
Honey, I'm doing a 6-month stint in outer space, picking up trash.
Right.
But I mean, it's gonna be, especially if we want a lot of these commercial industries to be booming. I'm saying like,
But the thing is, that's the onus on them, right? Government. Well,
no,
of course,
government
can
can
get involved.
No, but that's what I'm
They
saying.
can get
Government
involved.
can make it easier
Yeah.
for
And
industries
which they
to
will.
operate.
Which they
I
will.
hope
They already
so.
have done it.
Okay, Obama did it by contracting NASA work out and stuff. That's but that's adding to his like legacy of privatizing. What I know it's a kind of a bad word, but like letting private industry to kind of lead the charge in some way.
Yeah, and I think that will continue.
But then I'm saying there needs to be another sort of like, how would you say, initiative almost to.
I think there will.
To clean it up.
I think there will. I think once we see space being a booming industry,
No, but it's like,
there's going to be a lot of money invested
but it's
in this.
reactive to that. I'm saying we can be proactive.
I think they might be. I think if, like, let's say if Elon saw that the debris was getting it to be a real problem to where they're not going to be able to even begin asteroid mining unless they need government intervention or help, then I think they would write that proposal, and then the government would look at it and say, if you could give us a piece of this pie, then yeah.
Yeah.
Or if this is going to have some kind of overall benefit for us, then we'll do it.
I mean, I guess so.
I think it's just not at this level. I think it's just not there yet. I think it's just we're entering new territory now.
Yeah. Who would you put on that cabinet position, bro?
For the space debris
Space
stuff?
debris stuff. Yang, do you think
know.
Yang would do a decent job? He would get.
I think he could do a decent job.
of doing that kind of text. Well, he's like a tech guy.
Yeah, he's
so.
a tech guy for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anybody who knows math, I would put good faith in.
Racist. No, I'm just kidding.
Asians don't all know math
No,
intrinsically.
but didn't he have that math thing? He did, right? That was him.
Yeah, that was his hat.
Yeah,
math.
that was his
yeah.
math. Yeah.
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 The black hat. This is math.
Math on it. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I just want Biden to be proactive and like set the pieces to make smart policy movements. I mean, especially with regards to a lot of these blooming industries, I guess, that are going to be coming out. I want to see space before I die.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean?
I think we could. I think we will. I have a feeling we will.
We can make it easier. We can make it hard. Like, I'm just saying, like,
As long as Elon's alive, I think we will.
I mean, but I'm saying, like, we can grease the wheels. Government can either grease the wheels or make it hard. Make it hard.
Yeah, but the onus is kind of on the industry, I think. The
Yeah.
private industry is leading the charge because we already see the government just doesn't give a fuck. The only time the government's motivated to go to space is when Russia's doing it, when they think we're going to be nuked by them somehow. So we're just rushing to get the technology out there. So I think private industry is leading the charge, and they're going to be the ones who are the forerunners of any kind of space progress.
Yeah.
At least in the immediate future.
Do you think, I guess, shifting now to climate change stuff? I don't remember where we left off with him. Because I think when we talked about climate change, we only talked about Bernie. Bernie's initiative.
What's his stance? Biden's?
Yeah, do you remember?
No.
I mean, he's obviously like, he agrees that...
You mean in the last podcast we did on...
the candidates.
The candidates.
We did not talk about every other candidate's green policy initiatives or green initiatives. I think Biden's, he seems more lax.
I'm sure his isn't aligned with whatever the traditional Democratic view is.
Establishment views.
Yeah, he's just the establishment guy, so I'm thinking most of his stuff is very kind of...
I just wonder if it's going to be meaningful. Yeah, because this is why I'm like trying to think like him trying to take on certain initiatives that make sense and given his time. And I can barely see any scientifically inclined ones, at least.
What do you mean?
It just doesn't seem like actually, you know what? Maybe one of them that he can quickly undo is the whole thing with like opening, kind of removing the stipulation on like visas for students. I think that's one. That's one of them, right? He can undo that. That'd be a quick fix.
Why is that? Why would you want that?
Well, I'm saying like because science is very international. It takes a lot of collaboration and stuff like that, and so people, come here come to the U.S. to go to school.
But then that means even worse for us American students now, because all the kids are coming in here from international. We don't have any jobs then.
It does, but they usually go back to their home country to teach. A lot of those students, like I know.
Yeah, so why would you want no visas? That helps us get a job.
No. You're saying close it off, close the doors.
I'm saying don't close it off, but just don't let it wide open.
Overdo
you know what I'm saying? Like we're already struggling.
No, there's already a stringent. I think it's already stringent enough. I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like a lot of the kids that come here are usually pretty top notch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're extremely top notch. As I'm saying, if the door's even wider, I'm really afraid that because I'm like, damn, all the best people are going to just be coming here. We're going to have no place.
Yeah.
American students are chopped liver in terms of science,
We are. But we fill a niche. I think.
We're lit though, so.
we fill a niche, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that could be one initiative that could be done away with.
Yeah.
I'm just
I don't know about that, but okay.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah,
do you have any policies you wanted to see Biden enact or
like I want him to increase funding
for scientists,
for grad students specifically in physics?
Specifically one?
Specifically me. Yeah. No, I think just I mean, I'm kind of, like I said, I want him to pick one. I want him to make an announcement, at least one thing in science. I don't know what he's going to do, but like you're saying, I think he's taking more of the approach of undoing a lot of the stuff.
Mm-hmm. Which is happy. I'm completely happy with.
Which is probably enough. Like we can't really ask for too much, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Is that really what we're going to have to resign to?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's the thing is we're not. I mean, like politics is not stellar, right?
Mm-mm.
We don't have stellar candidates, so it's just this is what it is, right? Slow progress, but progress nonetheless. I'd rather have progress than no progress, right?
Man.
So whatever, slow and steady.
I guess so.
Yeah. What's our time we're looking at?
No, we're.
Oh, we're not even close.
No, I was going to ask you.
I think this podcast is so late.
I know it is. Well, it's also darker daylight savings time. Joe Biden, please do away with daylight savings time. It makes no sense.
But then, it makes sense because imagine like you're like trying to coordinate times. You're like, let's do the podcast in the morning at 5 p.m.
No, we fell back an hour.
Yeah, but like over time, if you have no daylight savings time, then that means that times are going to get all screwed up over many, many years, right? Because you're going to be waking up and like the morning's going to be at like 5 p.m., till like, because think about it.
In the summer.
If time gets darker and darker, or gets
Okay, the purpose of daylight savings time
Yeah.
was for farmers
Yeah.
to save energy during the war, or something like that. I think it was farmers, or was it? I think it was just to save energy during the war.
okay.
So like they moved the clock back faster.
Oh, I guess it will never be that off, right? Because
No.
it gets lighter later on.
Yes.
Okay.
So like
So it's not
in
too
the
bad.
summer or in like the non-daylight savings time, you just or DST or whatever. In the summer, that's why the days are long. Like the sun is up at 6 in the morning, and it goes till 8 p.m. at night or something. You know, we're talking like 16 plus hours of sunlight.
Right.
If you're close to the equator, at least like us.
Right.
But in like during, I guess, the daylight savings, we fall back an hour, but the sun gets up early, later in the morning. Right? Is that true?
I don't know. I'm just trying to visualize it right now.
Like right now, if it was, I guess
think it's
if,
just 'cause the
we
axis
fell
is
back,
on
right? It
tilt.
would be if we fell back. So right now, it would be 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So like an hour ago, so right now the sun sets at like 6 p.m. here where we're at in our part of the world. I know we're getting into the science of
Yeah,
daylight savings.
Yeah, you're losing me. already.
Am I losing you?
So I was trying to just visualize it. I'm trying to
Okay.
figure out
Think
why.
about this. Think about this, Terrence. If it's 6 o'clock, bro. It's 6 o'clock. It's dark out now when it's 6
Yeah.
o'clock. We fell back an hour, so really it's 7 p.m. in our world.
We fell
that-
back an hour.
Yeah. Meaning like we gained an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you and I guess.
Yeah.
So we
We rolled
really
the clock back.
we rolled the clock back.
okay.
So in reality, it's really an hour ahead.
Yeah.
And if we go to the summertime, if we went to the,
Okay.
if we
Yeah.
kept the time constant.
Okay.
So really, that's why. I mean, to me, it doesn't seem too far fetched that it would be 7 p.m. If the sun would set around 7 p.m. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because now it's 6 p.m. and it's dark,
Yeah.
but really it's 7 p.m. And,
Okay.
And if we just kept the time constant,
Yeah. Okay.
that makes more sense to me.
Okay. But it gets more skewed, I think, the later on it gets.
Yeah, later on in the winter,
Yeah.
it
So it's just
it
like
gets
a, it's
darker
just
at
like
5
a-
p.m.
Yeah, it's just like a hard. It's just like a kind of a what would you call it? Like a kind of a sloppy fix,
It is.
right? But it's all
You can really do, right?
No, but I'm saying you don't need to fix it. It's not a problem.
maybe not. But I think people also like to have daylight, more daylight. I think they like to have a kind of constant daylight time because you're going to lose out on your daylight if you don't
If
switch
you don't
it.
shift your clock.
Yeah.
I mean, it may not be that significant for us, but I think it does matter for people who like to operate within normal confines of a day.
I don't know. I like it for it to be. I don't want it to be dark by 5 p.m. I want it to just be 6. At the latest, if we kept the time constant, it would
Yeah.
get dark. In the middle of winter, it would get dark at 6 p.m.
Okay. I
Near
don't
the
know.
equator. I don't know.
I just don't know.
That's something that needs to be done away with. Joe Biden, please make that your one clear goal during this whole election.
I think we got bigger fish to fry.
Than daylight savings.
No, he would be a hero amongst all people who like to sleep in. You know what I mean? Because the days feel shorter
This is why you're arguing it. You're like, I want to sleep in, damn it.
and not feel bad when it's dark out now.
Yeah, I could care less.
Yeah.
I just want him to be in the Paris Accord.
The climate thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess that really is the minimum thing he could do, right?
Yeah. That's a good one.
I can't think of anything else that he can do that's meaningful. Well,
Yeah.
that's. I mean, because he's going to go for criminal. He's got a lot of important things, criminal justice
Yeah.
reform, which
Yeah.
Kamala will probably take care of, and then, I hope we see something in terms of like climate stuff. Maybe paying graduate students more. Maybe.
Keep dreaming.
Just me? Anybody?
I wish.
Yeah, that's kind of the hope. Maybe have a pandemic response team. You know what I mean?
I think they will learn that lesson
Yeah.
because Obama had one, right? It was
did.
disbanded by Trump.
He had a binder.
Yeah.
He had a binder ready. He just crack this case or break this glass
Right.
if you encounter a virus.
Yeah. And Trump said, we don't need it.
Yeah.
So I think we'll have one now.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure we'll have one now.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Bring Obama back. Give him a
You
cabinet
wish.
position.
I don't think Obama.
It's
would
just Obama
come
like
back.
in the White House with a scooter, like on an e-scooter thing, wearing like those clout goggles or whatever they're called, or wearing
I
like
don't know what those are.
you know. Okay, just
that a thing?
imagine like those swimming goggles that people have.
Yeah,
but
That's-
white. They're kind of like that.
that's a thing.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but just okay,
So what
just
Zoomers are wearing.
yeah. So like, just yeah, or just like those snorkel, well, those the swimming goggles. Yeah, those little tiny ones that swimmers do.
Mhm.
For some reason,
Circle.
him in the White House, zooming or in an e-scooter around that with the water cap thing on his head.
What are you smoking?
Nothing. I'm just imagining him having a blast. Let him enjoy. That this might be
I'm sure he's having
Obama's.
a blast not being on the cabinet.
No, but him to really enjoy the White House. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like let Obama enjoy.
He'd be like, I banged Michelle right there, right on that
We
table.
did it everywhere. Yeah. Just him have it would be good. It would be good. It would be nice for the country to see him like, come back and
Yeah.
take photos of him in the White House. Maybe
I don't know if you want to go back though. I think once you've been in that job, you don't want to go back.
would you be president, Terence, if you could?
No,
No?
No, it's too much of a.
no.
You
Why
would
would
be
you
hated-
ever want to be president?
Yeah, you'd be hated
It's like
by
the
half-
worst job to
you-
sign up for.
You would automatically be hated by
half the
country.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is
And
conceptually
constantly being
150,
attacked.
150 million people would hate you.
yeah,
At least.
At
That's not
least,
including
yeah.
the world.
Right.
right.
Which
There's
is
no
probably
winning
sp-
that job.
Which
It's
is
just-
probably split also between 7 billion, right? 7 billion, right?
Yeah, 7 billion.
So
4 billion people hate you.
Yeah, it's not a great look, right? It's like literally one of the worst jobs ever to do. There's almost no incentive to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why anyone would ever want to be president. It's one of the stupidest jobs ever.
stupidest.
Yeah, it's just
with
a
regards
dumb job to take.
I mean like I guess what
Like
you
even like, so let's say if you wanted power,
Mm-hmm.
for instance, you want political power, just be a billionaire. You have way
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
more pull than a president ever does. You can accomplish so many more things. Like with the money, you have all the power, and then you're not in the limelight. So like
Yeah.
president is just like almost like, why would you even be motivated to do that?
'Cause, man.
There's really no winning being president.
Yeah.
It's one of the dumbest jobs you can possibly take.
It's about playing by the rules.
I
See, I
guess.
think when you're a billionaire, you don't have to play by the rules.
Yeah, I'm like, but that's if you want power, like that's what you want. Why would you want to play by rules?
True.
We're limiting your power.
So you're saying you're psychologizing people who want power. So in
I'm just
essence,
saying people who really want power ain't gonna be president.
true. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, unless
yeah.
you're like president of a country like Russia,
where you literally have infinite power.
Yeah. Where you're a
when you're a
despotic
president, quote unquote,
Yeah,
your competition just always dies or goes to jail.
democracy. Yeah. Trademark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
American president, it's a dumb job.
which is probably why I think we have such bad candidates usually.
It's just like you have to be kind of a
Idiot to want to do that job. Like,
No disrespect.
no disrespect because
Yeah.
Obama wasn't an idiot. I don't know why he would want to be president though.
Um.
But I guess if you're just a good, like if you're well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know why you want to be president.
Maybe
weird
it's a
job.
desire for. I get what you're saying. If you look at the metric of like pure power principle,
Yeah, because it's like if you're
It's
in
not-
politics, you obviously want power and influence, right?
you do want. I don't know if power is the main thing, but they do want influence.
Okay, sure. I
know what
think
I
they're
mean?
kind of tied though.
I think some people might want power. Right.
Okay, sure.
I don't know if
I guess they're kind of distinct in some
They
ways
are
because
kind
you're
of
saying
distinct
like
in some
power is like
enact your
the ability to like control the landscape of things, whereas influence is like just like how much you affect or like what's your effect
Yeah.
on people.
Yeah, how you
Yeah,
want to
okay.
you want to push, you want to affect society in some way.
yeah, yeah.
I would say that there's some people that
Power is more control.
power is more
Okay,
control.
yeah.
I don't know if I can't remember the last time we had a president that really wanted power.
Yeah, because you don't get it as president.
Well, maybe Trump tries giving himself power.
He would like, that's what
but he-
Trump
but-
thinks
but
the
the
presidency
system-
because he's a moron. he thinks that it actually is power somehow.
Yeah. Well, the system is built to buffer that, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like
That's the whole thing about presidency. That's the
Yeah.
great part about our presidency is presidents really can't do that much. They can do a lot, maybe in some sense, compared to a normal person.
Yeah.
But compared to a billionaire, you ain't shit.
Yeah.
Like billionaires,
Well, you don't
can
have
do way more stuff.
billionaires don't have armies, but I guess it's like what kind of power are you talking about, right?
But billionaires could get an army if they really wanted to.
If they wanted to, I guess they could.
That's the thing. Is like with a billionaire, really the opportunities are endless.
But you don't have
in so many ways.
you don't have the machine behind you. You don't have the you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You don't have
the people's will behind you.
Yeah, you don't have the institutions of the histories of institutions.
But as a billionaire, once again, you can buy that. So that's the thing is like with a billionaire, it's just your real limit is your creativity.
So Terence is making the case here for Joe Biden to just disappear.
Well, I'm just saying,
really
I'm glad somebody wants to do it.
Really pull the strings behind the curtain here.
Well, it just seems the cons of presidency far outweigh the pros of being a president.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't understand the type of person that would ever want to be a president.
Maybe these people just want to be loved, man.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe we look at it. Maybe the way
we musician.
Maybe the way we look at it is like when we look at it as 4 billion people hating us. They look at it as 4 billion people loving them.
Okay. Maybe you're right.
Half glass full. We're the pessimists.
And maybe I'm thinking it's also for people who are more predisposed to operating within institutions.
Okay.
Because it's much harder to be successful outside of institutions, right? Because institutions, I think what I've noticed in life is most people like operating institutions because the pathways are very clear.
Yeah.
The pathways are set. You know the moves you need to make to get where you need to go. There's a little bit less ambiguity of whether you're going to succeed or fail, right?
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how much you want to put in there. If you put in the amount of work and time, you'll make it in that.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're all outside of the institutions, which are usually what billionaires are, right? The pathway to success is much less clear. You could fail and then have nothing to show for your efforts.
Yeah.
So I guess what a presidency is it's the highest levels of power you can achieve while operating within the institutional framework.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm just like, that ain't worth it though.
But also that just could be my bias of being a non-institution guy talking.
True.
I just don't see much value in institutions really in general. I mean, I see the value, but for my own personal value, I don't see much value.
Well, if anybody in the future is listening to this, I would like a cabinet position if you would, if you want to.
You would really want.
I would take one.
Would you be a president?
Would I be president?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
I think I would.
Okay. I can see you doing it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just recreating Obama, just his voice.
It's like, why does this guy talk exactly like Obama?
This guy keeps doing an impression of Obama and laughing off mic. Just why is he doing that? And he's
So you would be president, huh?
As a bit.
I don't think that's who becomes president. Actually, but then again, see Trump. So you never know. All dreams are possible now.
Yeah. It's anything is possible, man. Anything is possible. I think I think I would do it not as a bit. I would probably do it in a serious way, but I have to really put my serious and sincere cap on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can see President Juan.
I could do a decent. I think I would do a decent job. I won't do a great job.
Yeah.
I don't think you can make anybody. You can't
do a great job as president.
Yeah, you can't ever
by default.
Yeah, you just can't.
You can just do as good as you possibly can.
Yeah, I've taken a lot of L's in life, and I think like that's gonna help me. I think.
Yeah, it's good preparation.
It's good prep for.
But in 4 years, it's another thing. It's like 4 years to do anything. Like really, like what can you?
Yeah, I'd wait till last minute.
Years?
I'll wait till last minute.
Juan's playing golf for 3 years. All right, let's get this show.
Wait, there's an election. Hold on. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I just think being a president is like I might end up doing what Trump did, but not ironically. You know, like watch TV and tweet.
Right.
Like not watch Fox News. I'd be watching Adult Swim and tweeting. Or
the
something.
Adult Swim president. That should be your moniker. The Adult Swim president.
No, yeah, just tweeting like very 90s nostalgia kind of thing. Like tweeting bad, like you're not a 90s kid if like whatever. 90s kids only apply to like certain programs and stuff. It'd be stupid. No, I mean like I would yeah, I mean I think I would take it. I don't know if
would you like any other political positions besides president? Would you prefer another one over that?
Yeah, I mean a cabinet position would be nice.
See, I think the
like
farthest
if I
I would go
led
would be like a senate or something.
Ooh, senator would be. I don't know. I would want to take.
That's already getting borderline for me, but I would maybe do politics at that level, but that's about it.
Really. A
Yeah.
state representative sounds like more work to me than being a president.
It does, but I think the payoff is better.
Well, it depends. Like, like for me, taking a cabinet, I would take a cabinet position in the White House over a Senate, a position for Congress. But that's me.
I don't mind the workload though.
I don't mind the
To
workload
me, it's just
either.
it's just the balance of pros to cons ratio. Like,
Okay, what are the pros to being a Congress person?
well, for one, you just get way more involved within your state. I've always wanted to be more involved with understanding the levels of hierarchies and power structures within my
Within your state, yeah.
and you just feel like your impact is much more real.
For sure.
When you're leading an entire country, you don't feel anything. You're just like,
For sure.
well,
Yeah.
I could drop a bomb on this whole state and not feel anything.
Yeah, it's more in the abstract, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a lot more
Yeah, it's just too big of a thing to conceive of as a human, right?
yeah.
But when you're leading a state, you kind of feel it. Like you're like, oh, I know this place. I know this area. I've been here. I've been here as a kid. Like I had experiences and memories here. Like your actions feel much more real in that sense.
Yeah, and you probably can build a sense of like a vision of like what would be good for your state, right?
because these are things you've thought about. Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, I've experienced this, and I have ideas about my own town and my
And
own areas.
the culture of that area. Yeah.
I know people here. Like it's like, yeah, it's more tangible.
Okay, I will say that. I'll give you that. There is that sense of like because I have that when I was growing up in the city that I grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at the landscape of it and be like, man, you know what the city needs? It needs this. It could
Yeah.
use some of this. It could use a little bit of this. You start thinking about that.
Right, and I think that's natural. Like everybody
Yeah.
has their own. Anybody who lives somewhere is like they have ideas of what can improve it. Right, it may not be right, but
Yeah.
at least you have experience in knowing where you are,
I think
which is knowing your town.
Yeah, if I could become president, I would start a what is it called? I would work with the industry giants at the time to try to build a rail system, bro. Finally, get a 21st century
Juan's going back to
rail system. Rail cars. We're getting
Steam engine.
steam engines. We're getting horses. We're getting buggies for everyone. Breaking news. Yeah, honestly, I would no, but I'm saying like a 21st century, kind of like how not insane, but how. Imagine getting from here to New Orleans, which is a 6-hour.
Oh, you mean a cross-country
Cross-country,
rail
like
system.
cross-state.
Okay, now you're getting hard. Now it's getting hard because now that means you have to coordinate with other states.
Yes.
And get that approved, which is
Bro, that's the whole point
why
of the
I think
federal
most people
government.
don't do it. I think it's a feat, though.
I know.
It's an accomplishment.
But I'm
'cause
saying-
also the money invested as well is probably
Yeah.
not cheap at all.
I'm gonna say 8 years. It's definitely
Maybe.
a minimum.
Also, working on government, you know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
You see this construction workers just standing around twiddling their thumbs. You see 30 construction
Yeah.
guys sitting around bullshitting and one guy shoveling.
Okay, fine. I'll take care of a quadrant of the U.S. for 4.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe build a How long did it take Eisenhower to do his little I-10 project? That's what I
No
want to
idea.
know. I want it to be on that level of like, oh, a great project for the U.S. to like bring it into people. It's the best country in the world kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of wants to.
It'd be cool. I think it'd be a tough challenge, though.
Yeah.
Because
Or-
getting multiple states to collaborate and coordinate is always a challenge.
If not, we're just gonna have to go with some other ingenious things.
yeah.
I'm an ideas guy, so I'll just
Yeah.
throw darts. I'll just say, I'll be in the
But
room.
I don't know if idea guy's best for leading.
Well, just sitting in a room of like
places.
Well, okay, I'm the ideas guy, but I'll have like 10 realists in one room.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, you need
Yeah.
the right staff who's
Yeah.
like action oriented.
Yeah, exactly. 10 engineers in one room, and then me just throwing darts.
Engineer, I don't know if it's the best option.
Okay,
here.
all right.
I'm talking like people who,
I'll
politicians probably. 'Cause
politicians.
at least they move. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Politicians will
Yeah.
move. I'm saying like
Engineers fall in the realm of tech guy still.
Okay, fine, fair enough. But I'm saying like in terms of what's feasible, plausible, and then what's actionable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Business people, politicians are probably the way to go.
Yeah.
In your cabinet, I would say. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that if all else fails, I will resort to Plan C,
Which
if my
is
U.S. transit system fails, which is
horse and buggy,
no, which is
or those Chinese cars for the one guy.
no. I will probably resort to human cannonball systems, just shooting people out of cannonballs, going at breakneck speeds to their destination.
Or what about the the Futurama evacuated tube transport?
I mean, yeah, that's what I would hope it would be, like initially.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you know what I just thought about? Why don't they just do kind of like a plane thing, and you just literally like imagine like they shoot a plane, right?
Yeah.
And then they, instead of the plane stopping to land, they just drop you.
So they just kick you out and you parachute down.
You don't parachute down. You're like in a box or something with other people.
And it just lands full force on the ground.
Obviously not. Like you're probably
So what do
parachuting.
you guys say? No parachute.
Well, I mean, okay, fine. You're in a parachute. You're in a box. You're like drop boxed on a place. Instead of like landing, imagine you save a lot of money because you never have to land.
These are some real like high thoughts.
I'm just an ideas guy. I was saying,
I mean, I'm glad you're throwing it out there. I don't know the logistics of that, but I'm not sure if that's the expensive part of a plane. But maybe, I don't know.
just throwing it out there. Hey, just coming up with some ideas. Anyways, if you folks, Terrence doesn't like this idea, but
I didn't say that. I just think it's I don't know.
I kind of wanted to talk about. We won't talk about it. We'll talk about this the next time.
Yeah.
But we did want to talk more. I guess we should be a little bit more. I guess we can be transparent about this.
Yeah.
We want to talk a little bit more about science articles. We kind of mentioned the asteroid thing, but and we talked about it anyway.
Yeah.
But I did want to talk about the quantum computing, but I guess we can talk about that next time.
Yeah. You had a busy
private
week.
industry. I did have a busy week.
So we we'll coordinate a little bit more next time.
Yeah. But we'll definitely look forward to that because apparently quantum computing is ramping up in the private sector.
Mm-hmm.
So
I looked at that article as well.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it was on Quantum, I think. Quantum magazine.
Yeah, Quantum
so I was
magazine.
like, ooh, it's a good one.
Told you.
Yeah.
I
love that magazine. That's probably my favorite magazine.
Yeah. So look forward to that. We're going to be doing that kind of stuff like articles of the week situation. So please look forward to that. And I guess, is there anything else that you wanted to finish commenting on?
Let's just say like, share, comment, subscribe. Folks, check out Eigenbros.com, Eigenbros on Twitter, Eigenbros on Instagram, Eigenbros2 on TikTok. And if you guys enjoyed the podcast or enjoyed us in the past at all, any of our episodes, consider donating $1 to the podcast on Patreon. So we're just Eigenbros on Patreon as well. You can find the link in the description as well. And yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
All right, guys.
Peace.
Ta-ta.